Okay, I'm going to show you how I make my Rushton doll faces. So usually I would, I'm going to just do a real quick dummy one. Normally I would make a little face like this. Oh, so cute. Oh, use some clay buildup and oh, look. We just make this the cutest little thing in the world. Ah, yes. Amazing. Beautiful. Stunning. Use the move tool. Make some, I don't know, silly faces. Okay. And this is all done while my mesh is a Dynamesh. And it's kind of blurry. So I'm going to hit divide. And I'm going to smooth that out. I'm going to push the Dynamesh up a little bit. So when I hit it, it's not fuzzy. You can see how it kind of gets fuzzy, but it's not like that fuzzy. So I'm like at 200. Maybe 300. Okay, cool. So now that this is a Dynamesh, I'm going to hold Control, put my cursor in the gray area, and this creates a mask. I'm going to hit Control and drag. And I've highlighted that. So now I'm going to go to Split Masked Points. Now there are two objects here, so we can delete this bottom one. Perfect. And now we have a big hole in the back, and we need that to be not a hole. So I'm going to go back down here and click Dynamesh. Now it's nice and flat. Now I like to hollow out the head, so I'm going to append an object, and I'm going to rotate it and make it just about like that, because that's about, I want a little bit thinner. Okay, and I'm going to divide this object, and I'm going to Dynamesh it. It doesn't matter if it's kind of blocky. I'm going to go up here. I'm going to make this a negative object, little cutter, by making this look like a little crescent moon right here. Yep, right there. And I'm going to duplicate my head just in case I mess up. I'm going to duplicate my tool just in case I mess up. I'm going to hide those by hiding the eyeball. And I'm going to take my face, which is above my little crescent moon cutting guy, and I'm going to click merge, merge down, hit OK. And now I'm going to go down here to geometry. And I'm going to do create shell. And I'm going to try a thickness of 10. And I'm going to click create shell. And then it's going to think for a little bit. Yep. Okay, it's done thinking. And now it's created a shell. So that's one way to nice and evenly hollow out all your stuff. And that might be a little too thick, but I think it's okay. Let's smooth that out. I'm holding shift and just using my cursor and softening some of this. I have to be careful because if I soften it on the inside too much, like this, sometimes it softens the outside. See? It's not a big deal for this. This is just a little test guy. So that's how I hollow out my faces. So let's say I printed this guy. I like to just zoom in and make my little guy in my viewer as big as I would actually want him to be. So to my eyes on my computer, he looks like he's 4 inches tall. So when I turn him around, that's how thick this wall will be, which I think is like a little bit over 1/4 of an inch. It might be like 1/3 of an inch. That might be a little bit thick, but that's okay. Next time I create a shell, I'll just create a thickness of 8, maybe instead of 10. But now I'm going to add little holes. So I'm going to do that by clicking append, adding another cylinder. I'm going to shrink it. And now I'm going to make it really tall by dragging this little green guy up. I'm going to shrink him some more. Drag him up some more. Shrink him some more. Drag him up. We want to be poking through everything. So I'm going to put it right about here because we want it close to the edge. Not too close that it's thin, but close enough that it's there. I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. Just a little bit bigger. As a treat. Cool. So now that's big and fun. Now I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to hold shift and drag along this curve. I'm going to do, well, I'm going to do 15 degrees. Duplicate, 15 degrees. Duplicate, 15 degrees. Duplicate, 15 degrees. And I'm just going to keep doing this until I am done. Cool. Now I still think that those are a little bit far apart, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. So I'm going to take all of these and I'm going to merge them down. Merge, 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 merge. And now they're all one object. I'm going to duplicate it again. And I'm going to rotate that. And I'm going to just kind of put it in between those. It doesn't have to be perfect. There. Now I'm going to merge those together. And I'm going to go down here to Dynamesh again. And I'm going to pump it up to like 300. Make that a Dynamesh. You know it's a Dynamesh because it's orange. I'm going to duplicate it in case I mess up. I'm going to move my face down by using these little move down buttons. I'm going to duplicate it in case I mess up. I'm going to hide every object except for one of my little spiky men and the face. I'm going to hit this little guy, make him a crescent moon. I'm going to highlight my face object. I'm going to click merge down. And now I'm going to click the Dynamesh button and it should cut all those holes out for me. Yippee! And that's how I make a face with holes in it. And it's basically the same sort of steps in Blender. You'll want to create a Boolean object. I'm not sure how to do that in Blender, but if you know how to make a Boolean object in Blender or a cutter object, then there you go. That's it. I guess now I'm gonna go ahead and decimate my mesh to about 150K. He's thinking. Oh, he's thinking real hard. Okay, now he's done. I'm gonna export it. It's a face. And I want it to be an STL file. And now he's done. Now I can print him. I can plop him into my 3D printing software, scale him to whatever size I want, and print him. And if he's too thin, I go back and thicken him up. If he's too thick, I can go in and make him thin. That's kind of tedious to do, but you can do it. So there you go. Hopefully that answers some questions. Bye. Be gay, do crime, but don't do anything that's illegal.